Have you ever wondered what it's like to be addicted to smoking or vaping and what it could do to someone after smoking or vaping for 3 years? Well, today I'm going to tell you guys all about it. I'm going to tell you how it feels, how it's kind of destroyed my life to a certain extent. And yeah, if you haven't touched a cigarette or a vape in your life, you might be wondering what it's like, you know? You might be wondering why people smoke and why they do this to themselves. And I'm gonna tell you how it destroyed my life, um, aside from cancer and stuff, which thankfully I haven't been through that stage. So, I'm gonna start off by saying how it started, that kind of stuff. And so, for me, back in, this was around when I was 17. So I was 16 and I had finished my school. I had graduated from high school at 16, so I'd done my A levels, and then after doing that, I thought I would take a year gap, right? But then instead of that, my parents they wanted me to join university as soon as possible, and I didn't really like that, but I was okay with it, you know. And so after that, I joined university, and after about a couple of months, I was really enjoying it. You know, it was a completely different place and way different from school, and I loved it. And so after about a couple of months, I met this guy, and we became friends almost like immediately. And then we would hang out. I met him in an English class, and he had a really nice car, right? And at that time, till that point in my life, I never thought I would, ever touch a cigarette or smoke or whatever. But I always wondered what it was like. And he took me to his car and he told me, bro, I vape. And he had like this massive, those vapes where it's like, how do I say it? It's like, um, hold on a second, this defense needs to be. Yeah, so you know how, what was I saying again? Yeah, you know those vapes, they're like machines? They're like those boxes and you put liquid inside. Yeah, it's one of those. And he was like, do you want to try it? And to that point, I never understood why people smoke. I never knew that nicotine was the reason, right? I thought that they thought that it was cool. And so I thought the same thing as well. I thought probably it's cool or something. And then what I didn't realize was that there was nicotine in it. So until that point, so after that, what happened was he was like, "Do you want to puff?" Right? So obviously I was like, "Sure." And then I took a puff, and it was really icy. You know, like those cold flavors. So it was one of those. And then I took a hit, and I didn't really feel anything because I didn't really know how to inhale. I feel like that's the mistake people make when they smoke. Didn't know how to inhale, and so I didn't really think much about it. I thought it was really cool because there was a lot of smoke coming out, and so I did that, and I just took a video of myself doing it as well, and didn't really think much. And then yeah, that was about it. And then whenever we met, we would go to his car, and then I would try it. And then also I was doing sports practice. I was playing cricket, right? And there as well, both of us were doing cricket. So he would bring his vape, and I tried it, and I thought it was cool. You know, I didn't feel anything. And then one day, while I was vaping, I inhaled it by accident, like, because usually I never inhale, because I didn't know how to inhale smoke. And then I inhaled it, and I felt something. I felt really dizzy, and then I realized that that was the nicotine made me dizzy, and I was kind of surprised, to be honest. Like I felt like I don't know how to explain it. At that point, it was like it felt like um, I felt dizzy, and I didn't know if I liked it or not. But minions, please. Yeah, I didn't know if I liked it or not, but it wasn't bad, I'd say. And that was the first time I felt uh, a buzz, as some people call it. And yeah, I didn't know if I liked it or not, but it was not bad, you know. So and then after that point, whenever I take a hit, I would inhale it really well. And keep in mind, this was like very low nicotine. This was like maybe less than 10 mg, so like 5 mg maybe. And hold on a second, I'm gonna cut this little line. Nice. Oh my god. Okay, that tower's gone. And so I didn't really think. Okay, what was I saying again? I lost my train of thought. Yeah, so whenever I'd inhale, I'd feel a buzz, and I actually it started growing on me. I actually liked it. It felt like a bit of like I felt really calm, and yeah, that, right? And then after that, I made more friends, and so I made more friends, and this one guy that I met, he was vaping, right? So we were in the library, and we have these study rooms, and so we were in the study room, and what happened was, hold on a second, I'm gonna create like a push. Okay, so we were in the study room, and he whipped out his vape, and this one, keep in mind, this was 50 mg. Literally 50 mg. This is a 50 mg vape, and then he was like, "Do you want to try it?" I didn't really understand that it was 50 mg, so I was like, "Sure, why not?" And then I took a hit, and oh my god, I can't describe how dizzy I was. I was literally about to collapse. No. Okay, I was literally about to collapse. And after that, error this, and I felt really dizzy, and I felt hella nauseous, right? So, oh my god, did I just do something wrong? Okay, I need to snowball, oh my god, I need to snowball. And yeah, I didn't know if I really, yeah, so I took a hit. I remember this vividly. It was a mango flavored vape, and I inhaled it, and as soon as I inhaled it, I felt really dizzy. And then I went for a second, and my friend was like, slow down, boy. And it was getting to a point where I was feeling physically nauseous because I was about to like puke. But I felt really dizzy, right? And so what happens is when you inhale nicotine, this is 50 mg, by the way, really high amount of nicotine. Just for context, a cigarette has like 5 to 10 mg, I think. So imagine like 5 times of that, or 10 times if it was 5. Basic math. But so after that, we would hang out again, and I would hit his vape, and I would feel really dizzy, right? And after that point, there was a girl I knew, and she was like, "I'm gonna stop vaping from today," and she gave her vape to me. And I was like, sure, I didn't think much of it, and that again was 50 mg. And then after I took it home and I started like using it, after using it for a couple of days, I got used to it, and I liked it. I really loved it, because I think the reason people smoke in general is whenever they feel stressed and they take a puff, and that nicotine causes them to feel buzzed, and they really like it. And I think that's what happened to me as well. I really liked that sensation. And so heat lightning? No way. Okay, I'm gonna do this. Okay, beautiful. So I really enjoyed that sensation. And so after that vape finished, I made the huge mistake of buying another one there was a shop close by where I live for vapes. And then, so after coming from uni, I would come home by bus, right? So I would come home by bus, and I would cross the road and then go to the shop before I go home, and I would buy one. And after that, after buying, okay, shit, he has lava hand. And so I would buy it, I'd bring it home, and I just, vape. And a weird thing I used to do was that whenever I vape, I would look in the mirror and listen to music, and I would imagine myself doing I would imagine myself being like popular or something. And so it felt really, really like listening to really, those type of music where you feel energy, like you feel like you can like picture yourself being popular or something. I used to do that, and I really loved it. And I didn't think much of it. I thought, I didn't recognize that I was addicted. I actually didn't recognize I was addicted. And that's one of the biggest mistakes I made, I think. I should have realized. Because the thing is, I was really young. I mean, I didn't even know that you can get buzzed off of a vape. So I feel like that should tell you how young I was. I was 16 or 17. And so I didn't, at that point, like I said, I didn't recognize that I was, um, you know, what's it called? Yeah, I didn't recognize that I was addicted. And so whenever I buy, so at that point, it would take me around a week, I think, to finish a vape. And so it would take me a week to finish a vape. And so whenever it finished, I would go and buy one. I would go and buy one. And yeah, GG. Okay, so yeah, so basically, whenever it finished, I would buy one. So every week I would buy one, right? And keep in mind, this was one vape in my place was around $8 or $10, and it would last me a week. So I really, because what I would do is I would not smoke for like 8 hours from the time I slept, and then when I wake up, I would go to uni, and then I would take my first day there. I would listen to K-pop, right? And I would get buzzed while listening. At that point, that was like my peak, because I was like I was new to K-pop, and I really loved that music. And I don't know, I just felt really amazing. It's something that I haven't felt in a long time, that I hadn't felt. Like, I hadn't felt that level of joy or energy. And so after that, I had been smoking for like a year. And to give you some context, I'm like, from the beginning of my life, from when I was born, I was fat. And it only kept getting worse because I was fat, and I tried so many ways to lose weight. Nothing worked. And I was just sick and tired, I felt like a loser. I felt like I couldn't, I could never lose weight. And after that, my friend was like, do you want to start going to the gym with me? And I was like, sure, why not? And we were doing really good workouts and stuff. But what I didn't, and then what I realized is that I had to also control my, like, food to lose weight, because diet is like 80%. So that's when I started to do something where I realized that vaping suppresses my appetite. And that made me have this like new plan, which was to wake up in the morning. This was my diet plan, right? Wake up in the morning, eat breakfast, go to uni, and come back home after almost 10 hours. So I hadn't eaten anything for 10 hours. I was only drinking maybe coffee or something. And then I would come home, and like I said, I would eat dinner, and I would try to eat as less as I could. Eat as less as I could. And yeah, so I did this for like a couple of months, right? So from that point, I started doing it for like 6 months, and I was really, really working hard in the gym. I was going on the treadmill for like an hour. I was doing 4 kilometers every single day, and I was like really enjoying my life, because I was losing weight. So every week I would lose like a kilo. And to give you context, I was 99 kilos at my worst. I was 99 kilos. And after that, after all of this, after 6 months of doing what I was doing and losing weight and stuff, I had lost 15 kilos. I had literally lost 15 kilos, and I couldn't believe myself. I was so shocked. And there was this one day, right? So what I was doing is I was taking progress photos. Where I would take pictures of my side profile, and please, general, okay. I was taking pictures of my side profile and like back and stuff, my back, and Then I one day I just realized. I mean, I didn't realize. I was like curious, and I just took a picture, not thinking much. And then I looked at the picture, and oh my god, I could see the muscles. I was so shocked, and I was like, I can't believe I finally have lost weight. But I still hadn't reached my like goal per se. But I had gone like 75% through that, I think. So I was really happy, and yeah. But then I realized that I was addicted because whenever I run out of vape and I hadn't had it for like a couple of days, I would like suffer through withdrawals. And for people who haven't smoked, what they look like, I mean, they're different from person to person. But in my case, I was just craving it. I was literally just craving it, and I'll do anything to get it. And so the money I got from my parents, I would not eat anything, and I would just buy a vape whenever it finished. So that was my plan. And I had realized I was addicted. But then at that point, I was like, I could quit if I wanted to. Because at this point, I didn't want to quit because I wanted to use it to lose weight and then quit, right? But then, um, yeah, so, and then I realized that I was addicted. So I realized that I needed it to like do whatever I wanted to do to function at least. Wait, let me get this kite and then I'll talk. Okay. I need to kill this E-Rag. Okay, beautiful. And yeah, so what was I saying? Yeah, so after that, I had I had another semester, so the new semester started, and I got busy. I couldn't go to the gym, and I wasn't eating well, and so I was really busy as well because I was in like second or almost third year, so I had a lot of projects and stuff, and I wasn't going to the gym. That's when I started gaining weight. So I started gaining weight, and I started gaining weight, and it wasn't that much weight. But then, if you think about it, after that semester, I got on vacation back to my home country, and I was like, I'm gonna take a break, right? And I'm gonna try to quit smoking. So I was trying to quit smoking, and so before that, let me tell you, I gained so much weight. I gained like 6 or 7 kilos, and I looked fat. All my progress that I had done for like 6 to 8 months had just it was wiped off. And I still had like decent. You could see some of the muscles, but overall, you could see how fat I was as well. And this one just, it made me really upset because I worked really hard, and to just see it all go away like that was just. I found it really heartbreaking. And so after that, I came back, and I was really, really upset because everyone was like, "You've gotten fat. Like, it's like visually, you look fatter." And then I realized that, you know, that I needed to vape, and without vape, I couldn't control my diet because I was someone who was struggling to stay disciplined. I could never stay disciplined, and because I couldn't stay disciplined, I could never diet. So because I could never diet, I just failed at. Hold on, let me get this. I just failed at. Yeah, so because the primary thing is you need to diet to lose weight, right? Because if you just exercise, there's no point. You need to go on a diet, and let me. This guy's got delivery breath. Okay. So that really, upset me because I realized that I needed some type of, which is vaping. I needed dopamine to, you know, not need the, to not crave food. I need some type of dopamine that could replace food itself. And so the idea that I couldn't do it and I had lost all my progress just made me really, really, really upset. And I just didn't know what to do. And this was around this year. I realized that I needed to hold on. Come on. Come on. So around this year, I came back from my home country, and I realized that I was struggling to lose weight, and that I had, come back to my not the same exact level. Well, this is funny because at that point, how much I was weighing around. So from the beginning of my weight loss, I was around 98 or 99. And then now I'm at the same exact weight, but I look slimmer than I would have been if I was 98 or 99 like a year ago. And so, to tell you how I feel, what I go through on a daily basis is because I feel extreme guilt and paranoia. So, to explain this to you, my parents work really hard for me and they do the best they could. They always try to give me the best. I'm the oldest in my family, and we're not extremely rich or anything. We we used to actually really struggle back in my home country, and my dad came here for work and he found a really good job and he took us here and he put me to a really good school. He wanted to give me the best of education and he also wanted me to get a really good job and help my siblings, and that's what I want to do. I want to make him proud. I don't want to bring any of the sadness to my parents because I feel like I never made them happy even though I tried. And this vaping itself is a huge mistake that I've done. I know that it's affecting my health, even though there's not much that has been affected yet. Like I don't have breathing issues or whatever. I feel like I'm backstabbing them whenever I go to buy a vape. Whenever I'm vaping in secret, I feel like because they don't know, right? I feel like I'm stabbing them in the back, and I feel like they don't deserve it because they've done nothing wrong, and I don't want to disappoint them, and I want to stop before it's too late. But the problem is, every time I try to stop, I crave it so much that I just give into it. And I don't know how to quit. I've been trying for so long and I don't know how to quit. I'm just so like the amount of guilt I face every day is just crazy. I don't know what to do. And I have a lot of friends who are trying to quit as well, and they can't quit obviously, but because they don't want to quit. It's like because they don't want to quit. They want to keep vaping and they just want to quit whenever they want to. But I want to quit right now. I never wanted to vape. And after like 2 years of vaping, I wanted to quit. It was my 18th birthday or 19th birthday. I wanted to quit. And from that point, I never quit. And now I'm 20 and I still haven't quit. And so it's just really saddening. And on top of that, there's a lot of paranoia. So before I sleep, I have my vape in my bag, right? So my vape is in my bag. And I have to make sure so many times that it is in my bag. So what I do is I put my hand inside the bag and I feel the vape. I hold it in my hand and try to grasp the shape of it to make sure that it's actually there. And I have to do this like 5 or 6 times. So whenever I close my bag, I put it and I go to sleep. I have to wake up in the middle of the night, come back again and check if it's still in the bag. And so imagine that. And I've done like this new thing where before I close the zip, I take a picture. So it's like proof on my phone that it is there inside and I'm not tripping or going crazy. And I just don't know what to do. I'm in one of those, because whenever I see someone that doesn't vape, I feel so jealous. I feel like they're living, even though they're not like crazy or there's nothing crazy about them. It's just that they don't vape. I feel so jealous, and I don't know what to say. But can I get this? Okay. So yeah, I don't know, and I really I have a vape right now, and it's gonna die in like a day or two, and I really, really, really want to quit vaping, and I want to be the. I just want to, what I want in life. I just want to live a decently long life. I want to go around the world. There's so many countries I want to visit. I want to go to China. I want to go to Japan, Switzerland. I want to take care of my parents. I want to give them a good life, what they deserve. I want to give them a really good amount from my salary when I graduate. I just hope that I don't, get like some type of really bad illness or something. That's my biggest fear. I always think that I might get a heart attack and die. I feel these past few months have been extremely lonely, and I have no one to talk this to about because no one will take me seriously. Because vaping is like a joke in our community, in our like trying to do, because everyone thinks that it's literally you're vaping, you're smoking batteries. What do you expect? And there's no one to help, and I feel extremely lonely. There's no one I can talk to, not my parents nor my siblings. So I don't know. I just feel lost. If you're wondering what it was like, this is what it's like at the end. Because when you reach a point, when you want to quit and you realize you can't quit, that's when you realize it's like you feel like your life is over because you can't quit. You've tried so hard, you keep relapsing, and you don't know what to do. That's exactly what I'm going through now, and I don't know at all what I'm supposed to do, and it sucks. I tell you that much. It sucks, and the fact that I get jealous of someone who doesn't vape, just doesn't vape, is because it tells you how tough it is. So if you're not vaping, if you haven't touched a smoking device or any type of cigarette or anything, give yourself a pat on the back. So there's people like me who are struggling, and you knew that you shouldn't be vaping, and now you're here. So I hope if you're watching this video, I want you to comment something and give me hope, because I feel like that's what I'm lacking. There's no one to tell me you've got this, and I feel extremely lonely, and I don't know what to do about it. And I'm trying my best. I want to lose weight because the whole time I'm relying on losing weight. I just want to lose weight for once in my life and be able to wear whatever I want, whatever clothes I want. Because I have some really nice clothes that I can't wear because they would look ugly on me. So that's what I've been wanting my whole life, to lose weight, be normal, look good in whatever I wear. And now I'm stuck with this smoking, and yeah, that's it. So if you watched all the way till this part of the video, you're amazing. I hope you have an amazing day. I hope you have an amazing life. I hope you have amazing health and you have a long life. You enjoy your life, and yeah, I hope you have an amazing day as well while we're at it. So I'll see you in the next